In this video, I'm playing Backgammon versus the Bot with my good friend Albert Steg. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. My book, Backgammon, Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. If you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is in the description. In this video, again, it's my pleasure to have my good friend Albert Steg. Thank you for joining me and welcome.
Well, thanks for inviting me, Alex. It's good to be here.
Very good. My pleasure. How are you doing today?
Oh, good. Good. No complaints. Just had a nice little backgammon session before I cook supper tonight. So
yeah, good. And you're in the Boston area, is that correct?
That's right. North Shore of Boston, up near Gloucester, Cape Ann.
How's the weather this time of year?
Rainy. It's snowy, then icy, then rainy. So that's normal for this time of year.
So let's see. We're gonna play a 3-point match against XG, and let me see. Let me pull up. Let's see. Okay, are you able to see the board now?
I got it. Yeah, okay, this board looks familiar. This is reminds me of my epic semifinal DMP game with Jonas Seawald in San Antonio, I think about 5 years ago.
Yes, yes, I believe
it did not end well for me, but it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, this is a beautiful Jeffrey Parker board customized for the Texas Backgammon Championships, which is coming up in San Antonio. I know you told me you enjoy going there. You have some friends there. It's, yeah, a really good tournament, and I'm happy to promote their tournament. And the board skin is made by Rain. He makes beautiful skins. I'll put a link in the description. I know you have a similar board with similar colors, so in part I selected this board for you. It's a 3-point match. You'll be playing the white checkers at the bottom. XG will be playing the black checkers at the top. Afterwards, we'll go through the analysis and look at the interesting things. You can always consult with me. The final decision is always up to you as the guest. And then you just let me know when you want to roll or if you want to double. So we're starting with the 5-3, and assume you want to just make the 3-point, right?
That would be a safe assumption.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because maybe like 40 years ago, people would do different things. Like they would slot the 5-point or even bring 2 down or bring 1 down and split. But
oh yeah, when I started playing in earnest in the early 90s, playing 2 down with 5-3 was still not uncommon. And I still regret not being able to slot with 6-2 whenever I roll 6-2s and over, because I always really liked slotting. I tend to play my money games as though they're all gammon go. So yeah. But I don't do that. Except at gammon go. But yeah, make it.
All right. So now 4-3 brings 2 down. Okay. Now you want to roll. Assume 6-1.
Yeah. I'll let you know when I'm starting to lean into the cube.
Yeah.
Right. I certainly like making the bar point here, since he's still anchored on the ace and he's got work to do on his side of the board.
Yeah.
Nice roll.
Very good. Now, I remember we were talking about this before. You did a lot of studies on the second rolls. So it was interesting. In this one, it was the 4-3 bringing 2 down. I feel like for money, it might be, I guess, close to split one of the back checkers too.
Yeah, when we make our 3-point, it's a little bit nebulous. Obviously, if we made our 2-point, we wouldn't be priming, but making the 3-point isn't great for priming either. So that probably indicates coming down with 2 and not opening yourself up to attack. So
yeah, okay.
It surprised me. Yeah.
Okay, so 5-4 making the 5-point, and now I want to roll.
Yeah.
5-2. Okay.
All right. Yeah, well, the 5 down certainly presents itself, and there isn't any other 5 on the board I can see. So the big question here is splitting or not. And he's got a lot of checkers in the zone and he's a little heavy on the 6. So normally I wouldn't really want to be splitting against this, I don't think. But like 13 down is the other play. And I'm not crazy about stripping the midpoint at the same time as my back checkers aren't moving. So I find this a little difficult. I'm maybe inclined to split, but what do you think?
Yeah, this will be a good one to analyze. So of course I agree. There's only one reasonable five, and for the two, there's all this talk nowadays, especially with the release of the recent Backgammon Masterclass book about priming versus blitzing and things like that. So you don't want to split against the blitzing position with stacks and 10 checkers in the zone, which makes sense. But then what do we have over here? We have but here there's also a priming formation too. It's not just a blitzing formation because although there are
Yeah.
10 checkers in the zone, there's the 5-point mate. So in a sense, you do want to start to escape. The other consideration is that we're up by 4 pips, so an additional 2 pips makes us up by 6 pips. So we do want to kind of get things moving. And if you bring 2 down, that strips the midpoint while there are 2 checkers still glued onto the 24 point, which is going to make it much more difficult to escape one or both. At the same time, we have, after we bring this in, we have 10 checkers in the zone, and we made a deep point. So in a sense, that's a blitzing formation, but at the same time, there's somewhat of a priming formation with this. So I think both options are reasonable, and I feel like they'll probably be close. Myself,
I'd like to
at the end of the
split, I
day,
think.
yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, yeah. We'll
Might not
see.
get any better.
Yeah, double one. Okay,
Yep.
so 5-1.
Hmm. Yeah, I certainly don't. I would have liked to jump that guy on the 22, but we can't. I certainly don't want to go 18 because that puts both our blots right where he wants to attack them, which is very unpleasant. So I'm pretty sure that the 5 should come down, and maybe just keep going to the bar to diversify the builders in a nice way.
Right.
In effect, we have 3 builders for the 4 and 5.
Yeah, the other way, if you leave it here, this is not really a builder because then it would have to break the point.
Yeah.
Whereas here, you wouldn't mind breaking the 8-point because there's no direct contact. Good. Okay.
All
So
right.
now we're bar.
Get it?
Okay, Ray Fogerland, 6-2. So that's the 2.
Yeah, now we pop out to the 18. We want to fight for liberation here.
Okay.
He's got a lot on the home board, so not that many numbers, both hit and cover.
Right. So what are I mean, obviously you look at all of the options. So of course this is forced. So there are basically 3 legal 6s. The other 2 would be like this, which leaves another blot, and like this, which leaves 2 more blots, and this is probably the worst. So this is certainly reasonable. But the question is, if you were black here, would you double?
Oh, let's see. I do a shift method with my pip counting. So I see over there I'm up 7, and then I'm
The pip count is available
even,
too.
and then I'm up 3, and I think I'm up about 10 pips here.
That's right. It's available on the side. You can see that.
Oh, it is? Is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
10?
130.
Okay, I got it right.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't soil myself on my pip counting. Okay, well, that's nice. So he's down in the race. He has a stronger board. He's got attack, but he's still pinned down on that ace point. Does he lose his market here much? I would certainly take this, so I'm not really that concerned since I don't have to decide whether it's double. I guess it's
Right.
a good pressure double. He blows me off the board here sometime. But I think it's a take.
Yeah, I feel like if you hit and cover with a 6-4, a 6-5, 5-1, 4-1, rolls like that, and followed by a dance, that would lose the market, right?
Yeah, well, I think just hitting me and dancing would lose the market probably.
Yeah, there are a lot of
If
numbers
he
there.
hits from the mid, there'd be all these checkers in the zone.
Yeah,
Uh,
how would you play a 6-1 right now as black?
oh, huh. Uh, I guess I'd hit twice.
Hit twice. You could also point on head
I
on either
mean,
side of them.
yeah, I mean, I'd bring a checker down, hitting, and hit him again on
Hit it again.
I
Okay,
guess. I don't know. That's tough. I mean,
we can look
uh,
at it in the
you just
analysis.
point on it. He could point on us. That's pretty strong. Not having sent the cube, maybe that's the most solid. I don't know. I'd probably hit twice.
Well, let's see what happens with the cube, and then we'll look at it in the analysis.
Okay.
Okay, so no double,
Remember it.
double four. Okay, that was a good roll.
What a
Now,
lightweight.
now we're gonna have to do something.
Okay. Hit him.
All right, 3-1. So one you want to hit,
Yes, please.
and the three.
Yeah, I guess I'd play off the 18 there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, hits back.
Yeah. Keep going.
4-1. So the one is forced,
All
and
right.
the four
Yeah, just bring the blot down.
bring the blot down. They say put blots in front of points that you want the opponent to break, and this is a very good asset. So if he chooses to hit, I'll have to lose that asset likely
All
unless
the
it's
other fours are destructive anyway, so.
yeah, exactly. Okay, 6-1. So that was actually not bad because you could hit and continue.
Yeah. Hit him
Um,
twice.
yeah, 5-4, not the
Oh.
right. Okay, so now it's a double. We're down by 5 pips, one checker on the bar against the 3-point board. Black has a blot here. We have one here. Black has two checkers, but they're split, and we have a little bit of a prime here. So what do you think?
Okay, I need to think here a second. Yeah, I think we should pass this. I think in a three-away, we're a little more cautious taking than for money. And there are a bunch of gammons here as well. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if this was a take, but I think I'm inclined to pass. What do you think?
Yeah, I think if it's a take, it's a thin take. There are some gammons. I guess the things that are pluses for us is that there's a blot on the board. Black is not really shooting another blot, except for maybe 4-2. So it's unlikely that black will hit and cover or hit and make a point. And there's still these two checkers to worry about if we ultimately do come in with an ace to anchor or like a 2-1 or something like that, then we have reasonable chances, especially with the race being relatively close. But you're right, at three away, if you lose a single game, you're at the Crawford game, which is valuable. And of course, losing a double gammon is the match with 1 point of overage. So we'll pass, and then we'll see what the analysis says, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Perfect play. Look at you.
Oh, hey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess another like way I like to think of that kind of position is that I'm not sure that's a take for money.
Yeah.
Like I'm in doubt about it. Pretty heavy doubt. So if it's really doubtful for just 0-0, in a 9-point match, then at that score, you're gonna be pretty confident of passing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He got
6-1. Talking about the openings, I think 4-3 is often misplayed in reply to 6-1. Do you remember that one?
Oh,
For money, at least.
let's see. 2 up is definitely an option here,
Yeah.
which is a fun play, but I often do it when I'm not supposed to. I'm not sure. What are you supposed to do here?
For money, it's correct to bring two up. They're pretty close,
Yeah.
but this one's always good because what it does is it freezes the 8 point and the bar point. Because
Yeah.
if white should break either of these points to make a point, you have
Yeah.
return shots. Further, if you get pointed on either, you
Yeah.
have the other point at least slotted, so it's easier to make an advanced anchor.
Right. Yeah. The logic is very nice on that.
Yeah.
And it's fun
So
to do.
yeah, 6-3. So just run.
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
just run away. Yep.
6-3 back. Now 6-1. Okay, so one and then
Down. Yep.
down.
Clear.
Yeah. 4-1. Okay, making a prime. Now even double fours doesn't hit. A lot of people don't
He's
look at this
he's
because when
giving
you
up
leave a
his midpoint. Yeah.
yeah, when you leave a blot on the midpoint, oftentimes you can hit with a double four, but now it's not here. People think it's only 11 numbers.
That's
But here it is only 11 numbers. 5-4.
huh. Huh. Well, if I didn't have the bar slotted, I would love to just run away all the way to 19, but I just think this is just too loose. He's too likely to hit. So probably we're supposed to. This is like a hard play to do, but I think we're just supposed to make the 3 point. You start to overthink. Maybe I should make the 2 points. So I unstack the 6. That looks better on the distribution, but although but it could be right to make the deuce because you're clearly losing the priming game. So it's not like it's not like the 3 is that much better than the 2, and the distribution is better if you use that checker off the 6. But I'm having to talk a lot to get myself around to that, which sometimes to me signals I'm just overthinking or trying to be too clever. I guess I would do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's
What do you
fine.
think? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like really, I mean, I really like this play because if black hits here, the midpoint is gone. And if he hits here, that's not good. But there's a lot going for it. I think this is this is
Yeah.
probably better. We'll see what the analysis says.
Yeah, I'm curious about that one.
This
One
is
of
a
the big
hard
ways
one.
I've improved my game over studying the last few years is I don't leave blots around the board as often as I used to. Um,
Yeah,
and unless there's some like really dramatic immediate upside if I get away with it.
right,
Um,
right.
yeah. So
Okay.
we'll see. Yeah.
5-1, so
Hit him,
slotted.
please.
All
Hit
right.
him.
3-1.
Oh,
You'll hit or
yes.
make the 5 point.
Yeah, we'll hit here.
Okay.
We're getting primed brutally. So this is the
Yeah.
first good thing that's happened in this game. So let's not blow it.
Uh, this is a good point because if the opponent slots the 5 point with an opening 5-1, 4-1, or 3-1, and then you roll a 3-1, do you make your 5 point or you hit on the 20 point?
Oh, you hit.
Yeah. What about with a double one?
With the double one, assuming he's still glued on your ace point, you make the bar and
Yeah.
the 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that would be obviously it would be with an opening roll. So yeah, I see a
Right.
lot of people hitting with a double one. Okay, so now it's a hitting exchange, which we're actually a favorite because we have a 2 point board.
All right, then hit him.
Not quite a double yet, right?
I think not. A
Yep.
little shy.
Nope, not anymore.
What?
See the 6-5 double tempo play. Okay,
Hit him.
3-2.
It ends up to 5.
At least it was a 5. Yeah, look on the bright side. Okay.
That's underwhelming.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Do something useful.
something useful. 4-3.
Yeah. So I think we probably just run that checker from the 22 because it's under the most pressure. There are, you know, three numbers bearing on it. Um, and you know, back on the 23, where he's a little less eager to attack us back there. And this is nice outfield coverage. So this seems clear to me.
Yeah, the other option would be to hit, which is always nice to do. However, it does leave too many blots. The blot count is higher. We do have a weaker board, and just like there's not a lot going for it other than that.
No.
Okay.
Unless we're in a rush for dinner, you know, he could just gammon us without grieving,
Good
and then
dinner time is coming up.
be done.
All right. So not quite a double yet, right? Even at this
44.
score. Yeah.
No. Yeah, we are, you know, we are leaning into a double here since we're 3 away, 2 away. But yeah, I'd like to be you know, a clear favorite anyway.
Yeah, I feel like when you talk about match strategy, it's a little bit different from money because sometimes gammons are more valuable to win, and gammon losses may be more valuable, like a gammon save or a gammon go situation versus DMP and all sorts of things. And at these types of scores, when you're trailing 3 away, 2 away, and 4 away, 3 away, sometimes I've heard it called gammon go light. So you oftentimes, because a gammon is valuable, you want to play, if you're unsure, maybe possibly play to win a gammon, or even double for a gammon. But we'll go ahead and roll.
Yeah.
4-2. Okay.
Okay. Well, so I presume we're hitting here. I mean, we could just make the 11 point. I think that's probably too passive. You know, giving him a free roll here to either, you know, anchor or escape or attack us. I think it's just too easy on him. I think we have to probably fight here. So probably hit with the 4 and oh, we can hit him twice. I don't think we should do that. Kind of worth looking at. It's 20 numbers, but it's not where we want our checkers to go. So you know, it's tempting to come down to the 11 for another attacker, but that gives him a, you know, a really sweet 6 to hit with. If he's going to hit with a 6, I'd rather he hit us down on his 2 point. So I think, although I think probably we should just button up that blot 15-13.
Yeah, this is a good one because the other things that I think about after the hit is it gives return 4s, but those are really highly duplicated because
Yeah.
black needs a 4 to enter, black needs a 4 to anchor, and black could use a 4 to hit here. So it's highly duplicated. And then the other thing is, like you talked about bringing one down, there's the other option of linking up the back checkers, but we're just leaving a lot of blots, and there is something to be said for having fewer blots.
Yeah. Actually, stepping up, I didn't even look at for some reason instinctively. That
Well, let's look at it.
right. That could be right, but I guess I would just play with one less blot and
fewer blots. Yeah.
Fewer
the other thing I noticed, yeah, when I look at this, sometimes people don't look at these things. Black cannot come in with a 3. Therefore, you don't want to give them good 3s elsewhere. If you look at this block over here, it cannot be hit with a 3. So in a sense, it's somewhat safer than if this point were not made.
Yeah. But it adds 1, 2, 2, 2, 4, 2.
Right. So good.
2 4 hits. Yeah. Anyway, it's interesting. Yeah.
Okay. 3, 1. Okay. So now.
Yeah. Let's slow down here for a second and think about it. Since I'm being lazy, I'll look at the pip count. It's pretty close to even. We have the weaker board. 1 back to 3 back. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 in the zone. So I guess I would think about this like, let's say I made one of those points and he anchors with the other one. Clearly, I wouldn't lose my market then. I guess I would count that as a pretty good sequence. So if we point on him and he dances, that's going to be a market loser. That's not very likely. I think this cube would be a little aggressive, so I guess I would hold off.
So how many numbers point on head? Like six numbers here, 4, 4, 3, 4, 1, and 3, 1.
Yep.
And then here you have 5, 4, 5, 2, and 4, 2.
Mhm.
So that's 12 numbers, along with the doubles, double 4, double 3, double 2, double 1.
Yeah.
That's 16 numbers. And fanning a quarter of the time out of those, that's net of a four net market losers. But they can also come in with a 1, 6 or something like that. That may not be good.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, possibly if I had like a spare on my 8, I'd be a little more excited about this. Like if one of those checkers on the 6 was back on the 8,
right.
and I didn't have to, give up the 8 to hit. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll look at it in the
It wouldn't
announcement.
shock me if this was a double, but I think
Yeah.
I'm going to hold off.
Okay. 6, 3. Okay.
Yeah, and then there are these kind of, and that's the other side. You're using the, Hagen law. You have to remember the
Net.
the numbers that don't do good things need to leave you about even, right?
Right.
And then there are numbers like 6, 3. I mean, this is a pretty bad roll. Now I'm kind of wishing we'd stepped up with that deuce. Yeah, I think we just hit him 13-4. Again, those 4s are duplicated. And I don't see anything else really.
Right. Yep. I agree.
Get away with it.
6, 4. Okay. Hit twice. All right. Black's
Yeah.
going for the undoubled gammon for the match, right?
Yeah, that would be boring.
4, 1. Okay, 4. Now playing on. Going for the gammon.
4.
Okay, double 3.
3.
Not
Alex,
bad.
my hero. I take
2
back
and
all
then-
the things I was thinking about you. Okay.
Okay, good.
That's clear.
3 here, of course, right?
Wow, what a number.
I know. Yeah, you asked for a 4. I feel like I didn't fulfill your wish of the 4. I'm sorry. 4, 3. Okay.
Well, this is interesting now. So so a big thing here is that all our checkers are in play while he's made the ace and deuce point. But he has a super strong board. If he manages to make his 4 and has a 5-point board, I guess I'd be sad I doubled. But if we hit that, he's got the high anchor, so in that sense, he's probably in the race and not getting gammoned a ton, unless we trap him off it. And he's up 22. If we hit this and he comes in, I don't think we lose our market. But he's still got that strong board. Yeah, I don't think this is that gammonish, just because he has that high anchor and it takes us so long to get all our checkers around the board. So I guess I would hold off here again. What do you think?
I like to kind of think about the potential upcoming sequences. So on our next roll, we're going to either try to hit here, and if we cannot hit, probably try to cover this checker on the 9-point or safety it, or maybe make a point with like 5-1 or 6-2 or something like that, right? And then what is Black going to do? Black is either going to try to cover this with a 2, but if Black cannot, likely having to move one of these, but probably he's going to try to liberate this one back here to be able to retain the anchor. So this will probably end up somewhere in the outfield. So say we like make the 8-point or something like that with a 5-1 and then this comes out. I don't think we've lost our market if you look at kind of like an average most common variation. So yeah, especially with the racing deficit that's so big.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll look at it. 6-1. Okay.
All right. So we certainly are hitting. Name of the game. It's race. Um, so I guess I'd move off the 22 and then count shots here. Uh, so he's got 1-5, 2-5, 4-5 on this side of the board, and then 4-4, which is hard to see. So that's 7 there, and then he's got the twos, which he's very happy to hit us with. 4-2, 2-1, and 2-2. So that's 5 plus 1-1 is 6. So that's like 13 numbers. And it seems pretty clear that moving the other one instead is going to be very similar, since the threes now are good for him. Just
Yeah.
kind of axiomatically, I think if 3 hits that doesn't come in, that's probably going to be better than the other way.
That's my quick way of counting return shots. Like this, the hitting twos are duplicated to enter, whereas here they're not. The
Yeah.
threes are not duplicated to enter, so they're diversified. So they're more hitting without even counting. I just
Yeah.
know they're
Yeah.
more.
So we're in the neighborhood of a dozen or 13 shots here, which is a lot. So let's see if there's the other reasonable 6 could be if we just bring the 9 in. I really hate to put a checker there behind the anchor, because there's a lot of game here to go. It's going to be kind of positional, I think. And, we're going to have to, build some points to bring this game home. Something in the outfield, checkers that are ready to attack when he leaves the 4.
Yeah.
And this is a bunch of shots anyway, right? So this is, the threes are there. So there's 6 threes, and then there's still the 5 twos, and there's double ones. So this is about as dangerous as the other way without the upside. So, so go back to start again.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to mention before we do that is like if I'm black here, I'd rather hit one of these two to try to close the board and
Yeah.
close us out for the gammon rather than come out and hit here.
Yeah.
So this is the original position.
Yeah. And I think, you should always consider, like, I immediately think hit, and then I forget I have an option not to hit. So I guess you should at least look at it. That would be 9-3-6-5, which, has the virtue of unstacking the 6-point, and does give you kind of a nice variety of numbers. But I think it's just too costly to let him make that 5-point board, and then we're walking on eggshells the rest of the game, trying not to get hit. So yeah, let's hit, and I think I might like going from the front anyway, just to connect those 2 numbers.
This
The
one here.
15 connects with the 9.
Do you make the 9-point soon? Would you want to make the 9-point, or you're just thinking if he rolls up, 5-4 or 5-2?
Yeah, I'm thinking in the immediate
return shot?
exchange, having 6s come back and hit him on that spot is good, but also would like to make the 9. It's, lacking that normal 8-point is a big structural difficulty. We have no landing pad there. And if you make the 9, that's automatically an attacker that's bearing on the 4-point. And it blocks his double 5s. So there's a lot of value in that 9-point.
Okay, so you want to do this one?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. 2-1. All right. So spread things out.
All right. Okay, so we did hit. We improved. Yeah, I still think I don't think he's in danger of getting pulled off that front point. So I think the checkers are just going to circulate a bit. He's still got a stronger board. So I think I'll go to another roll. I hope I'm
Okay.
not missing a ton of cubes here because
Yeah, that happens because I mean, like,
that does
even
happen.
if black makes the second anchor, there's absolutely no timing for a back game,
Right.
especially with
Yeah.
these points in the holes here. So it wouldn't be
Yeah.
unreasonable, I think. We'll roll. Double
Yeah.
two. Okay. So,
Right. So we can, I mean, grabbing the 9 point presents itself. Um, because we're not going to give him a free shot at that. And I don't want to give him a free shot at my blot and his home board. So I think switching is probably right here, just the tempo switch. We're not, we don't have a pure board anyway because he's got the high anchor. I'd rather keep the 3 point, but I think it's worth the tempo to get that last checker out.
what about something like this and then
Oh,
making the
making the bar. Yeah.
also the threes and twos that hit are duplicated to advance
Yeah.
this anchor. He's being blocked.
Yeah. And this certainly is a much more natural, structure for improving. It's hard to, it, yeah. There's certainly a lot to say for this. And maybe I'm being too much of a nervous Nelly about that, about the attack structure back there.
The other thing I see about this is, let's say we do this
Yeah.
and black rolls a five. So the only place he can play the five is off 6 point or
Oh,
here.
yeah. Yeah.
Whereas if you do something like this and whatever, now the
Right.
fives are blocked from here, but the fives can be moved from here.
Right.
So they
Yeah.
don't have to be moved there.
Yeah. Let me just look one more time though at switching.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think this does just allow him too easy a time, just kind of entering and popping and entering and popping. And we're gonna have to bring this home at some point. So I like your play. I think you made a good
Yeah.
suggestion there. So I'm gonna go with you.
The other things I think about are swing rolls in the upcoming sequence. So here, of course, rolls that dance like 6-5, 6-1, 5-1, and those doubles are bad. How do those rolls play here? 6-5 is good. 6-5 would hit. What about 6-1? No big deal. 5-1, nothing big. And double sixes would be okay, but not great. Double fives would not be too great, and double ones wouldn't be too great. So not a lot of swings other than 6-5. So okay, you want to make the bar point?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, double four. Okay,
Okay.
so now we have these two checkers back against one back. Uh, what would you do? I assume you don't want to double yet because you didn't say anything.
Yeah, he's anchorless, but he's still up in the race. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 11 in the zone. So hit and dance loses the market, I'm pretty sure. It's there 27. It's a dead cube. Well, our checker's in play, isn't it? 3. Yeah, I kind of think we should send it.
Yeah, I think That does make sense. A lot of people, when they think about market losers, they think about the next roll, but a market losing sequence is a sequence of two rolls, one by yourself and one by the opponent. So it's always good to think about, of course, your next rolls that are good, hitting, making the point or whatever. But if you also ignore that for a moment and think about black's next rolls. Let's say you do something like safety this out here or something like that, and then black rolls like a 6-1, a 6-2, 6 something. The 6 is either going to be played from here or here, and that's going to leave a blot. And at that point, we may have a double shot or something like that. That's another factor to take into consideration. So
Yep.
I think it's reasonable.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Let's
So
go
if you're
for it.
black, would you take?
Oh, I believe that's funny. I would assume so because I was struggling with the cube decision. But actually considering that might have made the cube decision easier. There is some gammon risk here, but he's. I think this has to be a take.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing I think about is if I'm black, would I want to be doubled here?
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll double.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's double.
Takes. Okay, double 4. That's great. So you want to do 1, 2.
Okay. All right. So, we should definitely think about the switch because, denying him an anchor is the best way to win a gammon here. So it may be a little difficult to make those points real naturally. How eager are we to hit him loose there and risk getting hit back? Well, the boards are even. He's going to have 2 on the roof. So this is definitely appealing, and there's a clear path to winning the match if we do this. Let's go back and so we're clearly making the 2 point. And if we don't do that, we're definitely not in a hurry to run with that back guy. We're in a very aggressive stance here. That's really not where the action is. So the other play would be, I think, just coming down and making the 9 point. It's not a disaster if he hits us. It brings more material into the zone. Puts him under huge pressure to roll an ace because now we really will, happily hit him loose next time. So I think, and we do win some gammons even if he anchors. Like he comes down and he coughs up a 6, or he has to play behind us. Those checkers from the midpoint, are likely to yield blots. This feels a little more prudent.
Yeah. I think I agree with what you said, and this checker is not in as much danger as one might think, because if you're black and you roll 4-3 from this position, are you going to hit here or are you going to anchor?
Yeah.
Right, black's going to anchor, so you're not going to be hit with a 4-3. Maybe a 3-1 will be hit here, but it's also duplicated to hit here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. It's really just a question here about, usually when you're gammon thirsty, you really want to deny them the opportunity to anchor. But I think here it's just maybe a little too thin. It's gonna make it just as easy for him to anchor on a high point where it's more damaging. So I
also it creates bad rolls like 6-1.
Yeah.
If black goes 6-1 from here, that's really good. Or 5-4 would force black to kill another checker.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so you like this one?
Yeah. Oh, 4-2 pops up another checker too.
4-2. Yeah, 4-2 might hit.
That is 1-2. Yeah, it'll hit, but it's another blot. Okay. Yeah, let's do this.
Okay. Dance. Okay, so we're happy we doubled. So we're gonna go for the gammon.
Okay. Hmm. Uh-huh. Well, hmm. Yeah. I think that 9-7 is probably the two. It's useful to be able to hit from that bar, like with a 6, without giving up the bar.
Mhm.
Um, and
The 5-4 plays much better for black.
yeah, well, we can move that up and make it a 4-4 and make it half as likely.
Yeah.
Um, and that's probably okay. I don't. I mean, we could just leave it status quo and go 21 and 13. That doesn't improve our attacking options at all. Um,
It does not improve the attacking options, but the other thing is we're up by 16 in the race, so
you know,
need to get these moving soon. And I guess it gives you like more of like a non-committal play, so it leaves rolls like 6-5 or something, big rolls that kind of will escape at the same time with other rolls like combination of 5, 3s, and 2s.
yeah,
I don't think it's going to be huge, but
yeah,
maybe, I don't know.
yeah. And I guess having two blots, for the fluky hitting rolls, um, it's better to have just two blots than three. And that, the 9 point is a useful blocking point. Like if he comes in and hits with with another checker. Um, yeah, it's a boring roll.
Yeah.
Um, 2 and 1. Yeah, I don't really see any particular virtue in playing 6-5 either. So yeah, let's go 21 and 13.
Okay.
Agree with you
All
there.
right. 3-1. Okay.
Ah, we dodged it.
Yeah. Well, 3-1 for us.
All right. I think I don't see any reason not to just play safe here. Just 13-9.
Maybe keep another builder by doing something like this. That
Nah,
pays off to 6-3, which otherwise would not be good.
um, yeah, I just don't think we gain that much from it. And if he hits us over there, um, we may regret having a blot there, I guess. It's going to be a long time before he's in a position to hit it.
Yeah. Might
Can
leave
we
a
go back
block.
to the original?
Yeah.
3-1, 6. Hmm. Yeah, it's three builders for the 4, which is substantially better. Hmm. Yeah, I'm I'm obviously somewhat ambivalent about this one.
The other thing is how important is it to make the 4 point immediately? I mean, if you make the 4 point, that's good. If you don't make the 4 point, you still have a pretty good position, and you have a
Yeah,
chance to make it later.
yeah. I think I'll just go with my first instinct, and
Yeah. Okay.
although now a 6, if we have to play a 6 from there, it goes to the 3 point, which isn't great. So it kind of commits us to playing a 6 with the.
Well, 6 can come out.
Yeah, I know. I'm just not sure. Yeah,
The other,
let's just do this. I don't think this
yeah.
is that exciting.
If you
Exciting.
play a 6 and leave it here, it duplicates the threes that hit with the threes that come out like
Yeah,
a
I
6.
think that's. I think we're getting a little obscure.
All right, 3-1. Okay, we're hit. 5-2 dance. Okay, 6-5. Now we need something good. Not yet. Oh no.
Well, I'm glad we don't have a blot hanging out there.
Oh yeah. Well, now we have chances again. Okay, so 6-5. 6 is gonna come in, and we can go here and leave only a 6-4, or we can go here. Oh, 6-5. We can't move from this. We would have to do
Yeah,
something else.
let's just come out. I don't think I want to play to the ace with that
Right, right. Okay. Oh no.
yet. Yeah, right.
Okay, so six, and then
Okay,
how do you
six.
want to?
Now let's play this properly. I think 7-5 is right.
Yeah, it spreads things, gives us more. Think we're going to be in trouble no matter what.
Yeah, yeah. So I think 5 and 6 is okay.
Uh, 5 and 6
Yeah.
like this. Okay,
Roll a 55 next.
5,
Doing.
2, yeah, 6,
Well,
3. All right, we'll play it to the end. If we win, we'll continue. If not, I'll pause it and save, and then we'll
yeah,
look at the end.
I'm curious about a couple of those decisions.
Yeah, so I'll
Let's
just do
go. Yeah.
autopilot for this and just give me a moment.
Yeah. 6-5. Yeah, that's all she wrote.
All right, give me a
33 and
moment.
66. That's pretty nasty.
Okay, so we'll go through this. Very well played, outstanding. So 5-3 was clear to make that point, and then the 6-1 was just making the bar point. And the 5-2, this is the one where we're interesting. It turns out they're basically virtually tied, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, the down or split. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah.
yeah. I wonder if what were the things that we could do here? Oh, what's this? There. So what if there were one fewer checker in the zone?
One less checker.
I thought it's supposed to be fewer checker.
Few is plural. Less is one. There's less water. There are fewer gallons. And this is a usage fallacy that really started to get moving in the 1980s. And it drives me nuts because people never got that wrong. It was like one less mouth to feed, one less bell to answer. Nobody had a problem with it until some pedantic people got stuck on a middle school rule about countability.
Yeah,
But it's
here's
one less. It's two fewer, three fewer, one less.
oh, with one you can say less, but with two it's fewer.
That's the definition. One is singular.
You're the literary.
I was an English teacher.
I know, I remember that. I was better in math, so I
few,
can
like you
one
don't
to
say
three.
few is. You don't say few are chosen. Like if I said
Ah,
if
oh,
I said pick me up a few beers and you brought me one beer, I'd be upset. Few is plural. You don't have one fewer.
Okay. So we're learning English too. Okay, so with the 5-2, if you have one less a checker in the zone, it makes it right to split.
Yeah.
And also, I notice if you have one fewer checker in the zone, it's still correct to split.
You sticking it to me?
Okay, with the 5-1, it was right to just bring it down. And the 6-2, yeah, it just kind of had to go.
Yeah,
and then
no choice
we were looking at this possible cube decision, and it's not quite a double yet for black, but it's actually pretty close to a double. Look at that.
Yeah. See, I would send this, if I were black here, I would definitely want to send this cube, and you'll get a lot of pass. Do your viewers know about that little 4.5 stat there?
The 4.5.
In the under best choice?
Oh, 4.8%. If there's a 4.8% chance that the opponent will pass, then it will make it a technically correct double,
Yeah.
right?
Right. And I think you pretty easily get 5% passes here.
Yeah. So let's see what happens if it's a money game here. So money game is not a double.
Oh, that's a nice illustration. Yeah. That little increase in. Yeah.
Let's make it like a 7-point match. It's a farther from a double and a 7-point match than a 3-point match, because 3 points is closer to the end of the match.
Right. Yeah.
So these are good to see. But let's say if we go back to the 3-point match and move this checker to here. Now what would you say?
Oh, that's clearly better for black.
Of
So,
course.
so clearly a double and still a take.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this type of analysis is really educational because
Mm-hmm.
you're looking at the original position here and you're thinking, why is it a double? Why is it not a double? And then you just modify it slightly, and now you know this makes
Yep.
it a double. So and then you think about it for next time in the future. If you have this kind of a position versus that kind of position, what kinds of changes would be important? Okay, then the 3-1 we hit and just continue,
Yep.
and then where were we here? With the 4-1 was hit and then just bring it down. And then we danced here, and this was a double, and this was a very big pass. Wow, it turned out to be too good to double.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and we were thinking about, so what is it for money? This must be a huge pass for money too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like I can be overly optimistic in these kinds of situations. Yeah, it's a
Yeah. Oh,
pass,
that's a monster pass. Yes,
but
yeah,
not
you
a
got me on a money game here. Yeah, when they've got the rack formed and you have no anchor and
what
10 in the
if
zone, yeah, that's I do have a
it's
tendency
like
to take
this?
this. Yeah, I'm looking at his checker down on the 24 and having fantasies about him having problems that probably isn't going to have. So,
This is still a pass. What about like this?
oh yeah,
Now it's different, right?
yeah.
But it might still be a pass here. Still a pass. Look at that. Even
That's
with
still
these
a
two
big
checkers.
pass.
Yeah.
How
Not
about
not
this for
quite as
money? What about this for money?
just for money.
It's got to be a money take.
Yeah, close take. See what
Okay.
happens here is the gammons are lopsided. So black's winning 68% of the time with 32% gammons versus only 9% for white. So when you have lopsided gammons, that makes a
Yeah.
difference. Something, here, show you the gammon value on a 2 cube. Um, well, it's slightly less than money, but here it's much higher than money. Like an undoubled gammon is worth more.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that kind of pushes things. Okay, good. And then this was the pass. Okay, great. So next one was the 6-3. Oh, okay, and we were talking about the 4-3 here. Well, let's do it for
Oh,
money.
uh,
You see the
yeah,
2-up. The Middle Eastern split is close with the splitting here.
yeah.
The major split is incorrect.
Yeah, and
Okay, so
that should be easy to see. I think anyway.
if you do a 3-2, it's not quite, the Middle Eastern split is not quite as good because you're not going as high.
Mm.
Okay, let's go back to the match. Here, the 6-1 was, yeah, we had to just bring it down from the midpoint. And the 5-4 was right. Yeah, let's see how close these were. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
this
glad
one
I
was
didn't talk
a
myself into
two-inch
that.
shot.
So yeah, that was a classic case of me starting to, think too hard and so I'm
Well,
glad
yeah,
I got it
that's
right.
good. It's good to
Yeah.
think about that. And it's also interesting to note that this play resulting in this position was actually better than this play that leaves the better distribution.
Yeah.
So the purity is important in these types of situations. Okay, then the 3-1, as we said, it was clear to hit. The double six we danced, and then the 3-2 was forced. And then what did we have for the 4-3? Yeah, we just had to go. Hitting just leaves too many blots. And we're getting close to the point where we had some cubes, but let's look at this one. This one was hitting, and it looks like making the 11 point was not close at all.
No.
And
Yeah.
stepping up was not a good idea. It
Okay.
just likes hitting and safetying the
Yeah.
checker. Uh, so
Yeah, that's
this
the
is where
thing.
we
Just
had,
your blots, just don't leave blots around when there's
yeah,
no immediate prospect of they're doing you some good. You know.
this is where we had the cube decision that we were talking about, right? So
Okay. Yeah.
let's look at this for just a second here. So this will show what are the numbers that lose the market. So double one would be great because it hits both. Uh, double twos, let's see, double twos and double fours. Double ones, double twos, and double fours lose the market by a lot.
Yeah, that's no surprise.
Yeah, I think just the swings there make the volatility really high. You see, the volatility is 0.967. For those that are
Hmm.
not familiar with it, that's very high.
Right, right. Yeah. So what's
Uh,
this for money? Is
yeah,
this
yeah, that was what I was thinking. So let's look at it at maybe three away, three away. What would you say a three away, three away?
well, I'd be curious to see what it is for money.
First, okay,
Three
here's the
way,
money
three way.
first.
So I think given that I think another factor here could be that when this goes badly, we can wind up losing a gammon for match anyway. Um, so I would like to think that at three away, it's a much smaller double, if at all. I think
Right.
this. I'm hoping this is a largely score based.
Yeah,
You know,
now it's no
yeah,
double, right? And now
yeah.
we look at the no double beaver here. And then
Okay,
if you
right.
look at four away, three away, do you think it would be a stronger double at four away, three away as compared to three away, two away?
With three away. Um, well, our gammons are perfectly efficient. The
Exactly. So
recube
that's
is not, so I think it's going to be stronger.
wow.
No?
Turns out to be no double.
Okay, so that I think the key to the actual score is that since I didn't notice what the gammons are, since we're getting gammon for match fairly often anyway, um, giving him the cube isn't maybe is less of a gift. In other words, we enjoy the huge upside of things going well, and
Right.
even if we're cautious, we can lose the match here anyway.
Yeah, the other thing that I think about, I learned this by reading Nick Blazer's book. When you have a one-way gammonish position, it's a stronger double at four-away, three-away than it is at three-away, two-away. However, when you're looking at this, it is not a one-way gammonish position. In fact, black wins more gammons than white. And what
Uh,
happens at three-away, two-away, when you double, you kill the gammons. But at four-away, three-away, it does not kill the gammons.
right, 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 right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It partially kills the gammons.
yeah,
So okay, good. So let's see what the move was. The 6-3 was just to hit 13 to 4, right? Okay.
yeah. Really nothing else there.
And then here we were hit, so this was forced. The double three was a good joke, where we come in and hit.
That was a honey.
And the 6-1. Oh wow, interesting. Look at that.
Oh, so it did like picking up. Hmm. No,
Wow.
not by a
Just
lot.
didn't leave the blots out there, huh?
Yeah.
That's a tough one because we looked at the other option too.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that a little deeper.
So
Okay, so
did it care which one we stepped out with? Um,
the one you picked was better.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then this one,
Okay.
yeah.
So this is a cube. Hmm. Well,
Here
again,
we're killing gammons.
kill his gammons, right?
Now we win more gammons.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So this one was the one we were thinking about.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's tough to assess. Yeah.
it is. Well, let's see. What are the market losers? Double four, 6-5, double five. double six, 6 4 5 4. So let's see how those work. The double four, which is what we rolled, right, was really good.
Well,
Double
yeah.
sixes, double sixes are good. You could hit double fives, six
We rolled
five.
our best here. I hope we played it right. Uh,
Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see. Oh no, we rolled double two. We rolled double two.
oh, right.
The- Yeah. So the double two was, yeah, the switch.
Oh, yeah, this is the one you rescued me on. So you saved my PR here. That would have been a blunder if the switches. Yeah.
Yeah, the switch would have been an overplay.
Hmm.
I think the switch doesn't even win more gammons. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and then the double here turns out it was a small pass. Oh, it was actually a bigger pass on plus plus.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there are a lot of good rolls here. This is what I like to do to see what the market losers are. You just look at this, and this shows people. You do dice distribution. This is huge. All of these numbers that are above one after double take are market losers. 6 1 5 2 4 3 4 1 6. A lot of numbers.
Mm.
A lot of numbers. All right. And the double four. Okay, so this is the one where we were considering the switch, right?
Right,
And
right.
so here the
Oh,
switch was correct.
yeah.
So this play that we did was here. This is the DMP play, but this, it turns out this wins enough gammons that it makes it
Yeah.
worthwhile. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of axiomatic, you know. If you want to win a gammon, don't let the guy anchor. And I think it is tough because it seems difficult to
We leave the gaps here.
yeah, it just seems like you're going to uh you know, you're going to wind up hitting him loose and giving him a chance to hit you anyway, and at greater cost, it seems to me. But you know, one of my coach Dave Presser, you know, like one of those mantras is just to think shallow, you know. And if you're trying to deny your opponent the anchor, don't leave his slot alone, right? Because the
Yeah.
easiest way for him to anchor, he rolls 11 ones, you know, and he's anchored. You know, where I'm
Yeah.
thinking down the road, well, he could do this, and then I could do that, and you know, the farther you are down your story, the smaller that you know that story plays out. So
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So then
simple.
we had 2 1, 2 1 here. There wasn't much we
Oh,
could have done here. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That was about it. Nothing special
Right.
here.
Yeah, nothing
And
big
the
there.
3 1, it was correct to lift. There's not much extra benefit in having that extra builder.
Yeah.
Uh, and then we were hit. We danced here, danced here, danced here. Finally came in with the six
Yeah.
five. Turns out it looks like 6 1 was a little better, but let's see the plus plus analysis. Now this comes out on top on plus plus. And then it looks like there wasn't much we could do after that.
No. No.
So that was it. Summary, great play. 3.14 might
Yeah.
change after further analysis. I'll do some more analysis after the video, and I'll share the file. I'll go ahead and stop that. So thank you again for joining me. I actually enjoyed it very much, as always, and it was educational. What did you think about the match? Anything
I really
interesting?
enjoyed it. And
Yeah.
you know, it you know, it behooves one to practice these things. And you know, I'm going to San Antonio in a couple weeks, and uh, you know, before the session, I thought, oh, I guess I should brush up on my 3-point match scenarios, because you know, some people seem to have, you know, minds like a steel trap. You know, they learn these match score things and then they just know it. And for me, the wheels are always falling off the cart. You know, if I don't revisit things, I forget. And then, you know, I'm in a match and it's, you know, 4-way through and I'm like, what's that again? So some of the practice I do in advance of a tournament is playing from specific scores, you know, playing from, you know, 2 away, 3 away on either side, and just getting a feel for, you know, how aggressively are you supposed to double. So that was really useful. to see those missed cubes on that second game, because it's really pretty far off of the money thing, and it isn't just sort of an equity adjustment. It's thinking about the likelihood of gammons and things. I just lost my train of thought there.
Right. No. It's about like, not just the overall equity, but how big of a loss it is not to double, or how big of an error it is not to double. Yeah.
Right. Or you're losing the match anyway when you get gammoned, and you're definitely losing gammons in that game. So
yeah.
It doesn't take that many of your own in order to motivate a cube. Right.
I feel like these are also very good when you kind of talk about your thought process and discuss it with somebody else. It's very educational because you learn about this and think about something maybe I didn't think about, or vice versa. And analyzing it afterwards, just like we did, allowing us to change the scores or modify some of the positions, that's really helpful as well.
Sure.
So wonderful. I wish you good luck in the upcoming tournament in San Antonio. Do you have any final comments before we go ahead and conclude the video, Albert?
No, I think it's fine. Just remember, one less, two fewer.
All right, very good. English teacher and backgammon expert, my good friend Albert Steg. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for teaching me a little bit of grammar. We'll go ahead and conclude. Thank you to the viewers for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. Again, my book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.